The National Commission for Civic Education has projected a 70% voter turnout for this year's elections in Ghana. This projection, they say, was based on their survey and their conclusion on voters' strong desire to vote. Ghana has consistently had over 70% voter turnout since 1992, so we can confirm this year wouldn't be any different. Now, the total registered voters in Ghana, according to the Electoral Commission, stands as 18.7 million people for this year, which means that a party will be declared a winner in Ghana when that party clocks 9 million and about 400,000 votes. That's the line to cross, ladies and gentlemen. That's the overall target. 9 million and about 400,000 votes makes you a president of Ghana. But technically, we also know that there will be a large percentage of votes wasted just from inexperience and all of that. So the real number to win an election in Ghana is somewhere around 6 million votes plus. Now, per our election history, there has never been an independent candidate that has crossed 3% of the total votes cast. In today's terms, 3% of 18.7 million will be somewhere in the vicinity of 561,000 votes. 3% has never been crossed by an independent or a political party outside of the two main parties. These are the two figures we are dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. The next important thing to look at is what will it take for an independent candidate or for a smaller party to cross just that 3% to begin with. I've done a little research into the determinants of getting to 3% using the recent experience of the Ghana Union movement in the 2020 general elections. Ladies and gentlemen, it took Reverend Christian Kwabena Andrews close to 2 years of consistent TV showcase of the achievements of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and the failure of subsequent governments to be the third on the list. His message was basically hinged on a promise to repeat exactly what Nkrumah did in Ghana should he win power. That was pretty much all he had to show, and depended predominantly on his churchgoers and other floating voters. And that, ladies and gentlemen, got him an overall vote of 99,508, making it 0.77% of the total vote cast. But in the past, in the year 2000, before the country became so polarized, a presidential candidate like Edward Nasigri Mahama of the People's National Convention could get 2.5% of the total votes. George Hagan of the CPP could also land 1.8%. Guzi Tano and Dan Latte could land 1%. Elections were super hard to win, but several things happened and the two main parties swallowed up the other parties and eventually dragging Ghana into the abyss of a duopoly. That's a topic for another day. But fast forward, before 2020 elections, the Political Science Department of the University of Ghana conducted a survey and had 1.4% of the people saying they will vote for the GUM. So the survey predicted 1.4% and he actually got 0.77%. Just a little below half the people who actually stated they will vote for him didn't. You will soon understand the contrast with the new force and Nana Kwame BEDIAKO's chances. In the 2020 elections, according to the Electoral Commission of Ghana, the new patriotic party, the NPP, won the elections, but with a drop of 2.2% votes compared to their winning margin in 2016. The NDC also lost the elections, but with a 2.7 gain in comparison to 2016. Rejected ballots scored 2.3% from 313,397 votes. I'm giving you all these data to say this. There are two major election research bodies that has come out with their predictions for the coming elections that I take seriously, and I'll share one of them with you. The first is the Global Info Analytics. I find their predictions close to credible because of the rigorous and detailed nature of their survey process. They have John Mahama winning with 51.1%, Bawumia at 37.3%, Nana Kwame BEDIAKO at 6.2%, and Alan Tremantin at 4.1%, all in the first round elections. For perspective reasons, Mahama, according to them, is likely to win with 9.5 million votes, and our man, Nana Kwame BEDIAKO, will have 1.1 million votes. Ladies and gentlemen, when you look critically at their prediction values, Nana Kwame and Alan will combine for more than 10% of the votes cast, a figure which in a normal situation would have gone to the NPP. My concern, however, is not whether this figure is realistic or not. My concern is not whether the NPP or the NDC wins. My concern, ladies and gentlemen, is whether the new force can do two things. One, to ensure voters do not waver but make sure to vote for Nana Kwame Bediako, and two, staying behind to make sure their votes are actually counted. The survey says one thing, but the actual voting will present another thing. Take for instance what's happening around town today. There is a 200 Ghana cedis plus t-shirt offer being given out for vote purposes. Similar or more enticing offers will be given out on the day of elections, and this will have the potential of swaying voters. If the prediction for KWAME in 2020's elections was 1.4% and the actual was 0.77%, then as a wise person, it's important to do the needful to prevent such a thing from happening. Now, Nana Kwame Bediako can make an impact in this year's election. He stands a chance of starting Ghana on a new trajectory towards a real, viable, sustainable change. The new force membership is growing. The numbers must be consolidated for protection reasons. These two things I've mentioned must be on the top of our priorities from now till the time the elections are over. We must connect with people to encourage them to not just be swayed by money or some promises. We must encourage people to take interest in physically being around during the time of counting. This must be done to ensure our votes are not cast in vain. We stand a chance of either being motivated to do more for subsequent elections or being demoralized to give up entirely. It's all predicated or boils down to this year's performance by the new force. The two main parties are determined to make sure we don't become a threat by deploying all manner of tactics to buy out the people we've managed to win over, or scare them with statements like it's irrelevant or of no effect to vote for cheddar, or in the worst case scenario, they'll steal what may come to us. So it's important we take every step to maximize our circumstance. We cannot work in vain, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for taking time to watch today's episode. Be sure to subscribe, click on the notification bell for more of my contents. I'll come your way again with another one. Until then, God bless you, God bless Ghana, and it's bye-bye for now.